Family members told WALB News 10 that it was a case of domestic that ended tragically.
My sister was in the process of leaving him. She wanted him, he wouldn't go nowhere. Like, she done put him out several times. I'm hurt. Like, I want to know why he did it. Why he just can't leave her alone.
In Bainbridge, Georgia, a hard-working businesswoman who spent countless years building a good life for her family would end up losing it all after a disgraceful ex-lover snapped on Thanksgiving. In the small town with only 15,000 people, news spread fast about what took place off of Holly Lane and Hunter Road. What was uncovered after that November day ended up being years of documented incidents that were reported, and a woman who needed a way out. Those near and dear to 36-year-old Shendora Adams, who was lovingly called Dora, described her as a woman with a beautiful smile, beautiful heart, and a strong mind. When you think of someone who works hard day in and day out, you would think of Dora, who has 3 businesses: Dora's Professional Tax Services, Dora's Hair Fashion, and Adams Box Trucking Company. On top of all that, she worked a 9-to-5 as a call center manager. Everything she did was not only for her, but for her 2 children that are currently in their teens. Dora became a mother while a teen herself and grew up into the woman she was with her kids, and when it came to them, the bond was tight. She often called her daughter her twin, and her son was definitely her protector. Outside of working and her kids, she also had a very close relationship with her 2 sisters, and they would oftentimes spend time on the phone on 3-way calls and FaceTime. Dora's rise to building stability for her family did not come without any problems, and just a few years back, she was hit with a big bump in the road. However, that bump in the road only made her stronger, and she received it as her testimony for greater things to come. But there was only one more thing that was in her way, and it was a toxic relationship that she was desperately trying to get out of. The man in question was 36-year-old Jamar Calloway, and from January 2022 up until Thanksgiving 2024, things went from bad to fatal. Things were so bad that the police had been to their home on 9 different occasions, and Dora was finally able to get a restraining order at some point. She tried over and over to get him to leave, but he always came back over and over again. Jamar allegedly kicked down doors, destroyed property, and caused so many more problems. This left Dora's son Ty on high alert, and he would often intervene to protect his mother from Jamar's crazy ways. However, on the other end, those who knew Jamar said that he was always quiet and cool, but sadly, some people hide who they truly are behind closed doors. On the Wednesday before the holiday, Dora's last public message said, "When a woman stops caring, being jealous, asking questions, bothering you, calling as usual, texting you first, going through your phone, asking about female friends, having sleepless nights, and start replying with, 'Nah, it's cool, I'm not mad, oh, okay,' then you know her last tears have dropped for you and she no longer cares anymore. Women have the hearts to love, but once you break her, you won't find her in the same place you left her." Jamar knew that she did not want him back, but he was determined to have the final say in her life. On Thanksgiving Day 2024, he busted into her home once again, but this time he used lethal force once inside. He not only shot Dora, but Ty too, and fled to the state of Florida immediately after. While Jamar was en route to Florida, he would call his parents and confess to taking the life of his ex and her son. He also agreed to meet up with his parents in Ocala, Florida, where they lived 3.5 hours from Dora's home. Once there, authorities were alerted and would show up alongside his parents to the parking lot of the Krosky Center on 1510 Northwest 4th Street. This is when he shot himself in the head in an attempt to take his own life. Ocala police officials said Jamar remained at a local hospital on that Friday listed in critical condition, but eventually he succumbed to his injuries. Before he passed, he was going to be charged with 2 counts each of felony unaliving and DV.
Failed by the system. A mother and her son both by her ex-boyfriend, despite multiple calls for help over several years. 36-year-old Shendora Adams only wanted a safe home for her son, but he often ended up protecting her until he couldn't.
Yes, Shendora and Tyiun Adams lived here, where investigators say they were shot in the morning of Thanksgiving. Shendora's older sister tells me that her loved ones are a tragic result of an ongoing cycle of domestic violence.
To get that phone call Oh my God, I feel nothing but I just fell to my knees.
On Thanksgiving, investigators say Shendora's ex-boyfriend Jamar Calloway shot and the Adams family, and then later shot and himself. The cause of it all? A history of domestic that's been documented well before a gun was ever drawn. At some point, Shendora, Tyiun, and Jamar lived together. Decatur County incident reports date back to 2022, when domestic disputes between the couple may have started. In January 2022, Shendora called police after Jamar kicked in their bedroom door. During an argument, she told them, quote, "I want to make a report to protect myself because I feel for my life." The last reported incident was in March 2024, when Tyiun told police, quote, he was trying to defend his mom because Jamar talks badly to her. I also learned that Calloway was involved in a 2017 simple battery case out of Grady County involving another victim. Shendora's sister says Shendora had a restraining order against Jamar and kicked him out of the house. But none of that stopped him from allegedly pulling the trigger.
I feel like this could have been prevented.
Jamar was cowardly in his actions, and to take two people's lives on a day that family come together is even more heartbreaking. Dora's daughter and other loved ones were so destroyed inside that they burned anything that belonged to Jamar that was in Dora's home. There was so much documented information about all the DV before a gun was ever drawn, and it truly feels like the law failed Dora and her family. Now her daughter lost the two people closest to her, and she is set to graduate in 2025, and things in her life will never be the same. My soul hurts for her. She should still have her mother and brother, and both of them deserve to be here. 19-year-old Ty was said to be the silliest, sweetest person who was humble, laid back, and drama-free. All in all, he was a very respectable young man with a big heart, big smile, and an infectious laugh. He was just starting life, just turned 19, and now he is forever a teen because of a hateful person. My thoughts and prayers go out to the family, and let me know if you think as well that the system failed them. Also, please don't forget to comment your thoughts and prayers for this family in their difficult time, and hit that like button and share to make your people aware. And as always, remember to stay woke, things change quickly.